Hey everybody, it's Jaie Elizabeth and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have Auntie Paulette. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Auntie Paulette, and I started YouTube channel called Paulette's Talk Show, which to me doesn't look as good and professional as my niece's does. So I let her invite me to her show, and I'm gonna have a new YouTube channel, Auntie Paulette's Talk and Auntie Paulette's Food, because I do a lot of cooking. So the channel will be meals made right in front of you online. And I will show the ingredients, how I prep them, and we will show you at the end what they turn out to look like. Also on the talk show, Paulette's Talk, I'm going to be giving advice for a lot of things the younger generation that are raising children now, and share with them some of the things I went through as I came up raising my children, and just things that I just went through in life, period. So I hope to see you all come to my channel.
Okay, for some reason mine is not popping back up. Can you see me?
No,
That's okay. I'll just carry on with the interview. So, during your upbringing, I know personally that you had a lot of stressful situations. If you think of two situations that were like the biggest, what do you feel like you learned from them?
um, the two biggest was drugs and going to prison.
Hmm.
And what I learned from them, I learned that I shouldn't have led a fast life in the street
Hmm.
at a young age, even though I kind of was pushed out there at 17. But I feel that it was a very bad decision to make, liking the money, the drug dealers, and all of that, because it cost me 5 years of my life that I'll never get back. And my son was 2 years old, and I didn't come home till he was 7. So I missed a lot of time with him. The drugs were terrible because, as they say, they lead to jail, institutions, and death. And I believe they did all of that because you could begin to sell, and you may begin to test, you may begin to use, and
Hmm.
your life goes in a spiral. So I've overcame both of the situations. I'm a very strong black woman, and I've
Right.
been through very terrific um, situations, but I'm shining today.
I agree. So, were those situations interconnected or were they like individual?
No, they were interconnected.
Hmm.
They were interconnected. The life of dealing, being with a drug dealer, being introduced to more than I ever had been introduced to in drugs, it just became um, worse for me because it began to be tested and trying different things, and it just messed up my life. Um, I did finish college, but then I had like government jobs working for the housing authority and stuff, and it just messed up my life that I could never do those things again.
Hmm.
But that's not the end of your life
I
because you
agree.
didn't prison or that you were on drugs. And if you let people keep you down and make you think you can't never change or be anything, I'm gonna tell. I have so many stories that I can tell you that I've changed in my life and things that I've done that have been prosperous in my life. I may not be rich, but I will one day be very wealthy, and it won't be long. And you can't let anything in life tell you that it's over because you messed up here. Don't let society put a mark or a label on you. You have to make your destiny, no matter what age you are. I am 55 years old, and it's not too late. And change things all the way around. I mean, I've had so many terrible, horrific disasters go on in my life. But I am such an upbeat person and I love people and I can get along with anybody. Just my persona makes people want to be around me and I
Hmm.
always bounce back because I've done a lot for people when I didn't have nothing.
Right.
And then I may not be wealthy, but I'm living good. And people always help me now. Like, I don't just sending gifts of all kinds of things to me. So I'm very, very connected out here with people. And it has made my life a lot better. And it's going to get a lot better too.
Do you, I know you said you had like small children and stuff. How did you get, like, stop that life? Like, how did you quit? Like, what made you quit?
Well, what happened, um, I always tried to run. I was a runner. Like, I would jump up and this is crazy. I went from Buffalo to jumping up to Niagara Falls.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I think if you move away from people that know you and what you're doing, you'll make it better there. But you take yourself with you, is what people need to learn. You
Mm-hmm.
take self with you, and myself was still with me. So I did good in Niagara Falls for a minute, but then I was back to doing what I was doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, this is it. But then the things I'm doing, see now, the drug life, whether you selling or using, it makes you be on a run. And because I was using, I would always get myself in money situations. And I had 3 kids. So there was no way my kids was going to be without because I was a hustler. I was not going to let my kids be hungry, none of that. So if I got in a situation where I have messed up some money, I'm doing something illegal to get some money back.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm in some real trouble in Niagara Falls. So now I got to flee. Now I'm saying, wow, I know this is another story, but I won't get into the story that I moved to Alabama because I found out who my father was, my biological father.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved there and said, oh, nobody will know me here. This is way 300 and something miles away. So
Right.
I jumped and I moved there. And I was there for 17 years. But my life couldn't progress there because I had so many areas that I'm broken in. I stayed in the streets there. Then I was pushed out early, so I went to older men. And I went to older men because I wanted to be taken care of. I wanted my kids to be taken care of. I didn't never live with any of these men.
Right.
Like I just made sure I had older men that had money that my rent could be paid, my bills could be paid, and I did that, and then that led me to um, catching feelings for a couple of bad decisions and jumping up and getting married
Mm-hmm.
twice, and both marriages didn't work because what I feel, I think I've lived a TV fairy tale life,
Yeah.
seeing marriage on TV, and it just looks so grand and they look so happy. But you got to face reality. Life is just life on life terms, and you're not always happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, you know, marriage is overrated. I will never be married again. I do not want a boyfriend, especially when
What?
I rent.
What?
But I'm just keeping it real. If he want to pay the rent, I mean, he can be here. but no. But to be serious, it made bad decisions, and both marriages should have never happened. They should have never happened. So then you still putting your life. I'm always taking myself a step back.
Mhm.
When I shine somewhere very good, which I was down there, then I pull myself back with the men that I choose. I took all the wrong relationships.
Mhm.
Um, then coming back to Buffalo and starting off from scratch again, I can honestly say that this is the best achievement, and I'm glad. I do not regret any of my past that happened to me, whether people that knew me in the street or what I was doing, and they see this video and talk about.
Mhm.
I'm not here because Paulette is in a good place today. Paulette is not doing none of those things, and everything I'm doing is honest today. And I know for a fact that I came back here in January of this year with nothing but two suitcases of clothes from jumping up, going back to a man for a bad decision. So I say, don't give up on yourself because all the calamities I went through in my life from 17 to being today 55, I do not regret not near one of them that I went through because the things I went through in the struggle in the street as a 17-year-old, um, not shouldn't have had to been going through this. Put to the street early to
Right.
take care of yourself. I really say that I'm strong. The calamities that I went through, which you would have to have so many more interviews with me. The
Which you
death
can talk about on your channel.
with my daughter, different things that I've been through. I am such a strong black woman, and I don't need anybody to validate me anymore. I used to have very low self esteem when I went to high school
Mhm.
because none of the kids was really cool with me. I had one real true friend, and she's still my friend today. And I won't say her name on here because I don't know if she want to come out like that, but he was my buddy, and we're still buddies. And she never was with like the other kids. I had other girls that hang around me, but they were fake. They teased and talked about me, calling me duck and names, different names when I ran track. Anything I did to succeed, it was always like volleyball team or track, or they got something to say about me. And I said, what I realized today out of that, people say things about you to bring you down to lift themselves up.
Yeah.
So where I thought I wasn't really an attractive girl in school because none of the guys, I might have had one or two guys try to talk to me. And then I said, all my life, even in high school, I was never interested really in none of the guys my age. But I've always attracted older men because I was very mature.
Mhm.
And I never act like a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old. I was always very mature.
Mhm.
So that helped my life, and I learned a lot. So when calamities come down, because of the people that have been brought up, we are they had everything, good parenting, and everything they needed to succeed. Um, they may come in a situation today and they may break down so bad because they're afraid of what's going to happen. Me, never had lights turned off, never had gas turned off, never been evicted, never been, since I had my own. And it's just like, if it came and when calamities come to me, sometimes when I was waiting, because I became disabled, when I was waiting for disability to approve me to be disabled, I went a whole 3 years with no checks,
Mhm.
no money. But me, I know resources, and I know that I'm going to make it for Paulette. So I never go in a tizzy and panic. and cry and be like, um, oh God, I'm gonna make it, or go start begging people. I'm very strong willed and I'm not gonna sit and wait till it happens. Soon as I know I'm somewhere in a bad place, you better get on it. There's many things out here you can do to make money. You can sell food. If you have a car, you can give rides. You can make money. So when people sit here and let everything go to where they get homeless, they want to be homeless. I feel,
Yeah,
because
because you were saying like there was drugs involved and you still had your kids and everything was still taken care of, all the bills were still paid, right? And you still put yourself through college and things like that. Do you think that regardless of your story, you should embrace it and kind of keep moving forward? Like, what advice would you give to people to stay optimistic and keep moving forward?
I definitely say you should embrace it and keep moving forward. Don't let anyone put you down to not move forward, to say, oh, soon as you say something about, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a YouTube channel, you're not gonna make it. Nobody gonna look at your videos. But I'm not listening to that. Some of the videos may fail, but a lot of things that I will be saying will be a lot of information that another person, maybe my age and younger, that's dealing with the situation, will say, hey, this is what she went through, going through, and she's still smiling because I keep my smile.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think, yes, I'm definitely moving forward. Yes, I'm definitely going to do better. Yes, I am going to be successful before my life is over. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. You can't think everything's just gonna happen overnight. You got to put work into it. You have to be motivated. You have to be sure of yourself, and I'm very sure of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I earlier in life, I think I took too much of what people saw of my appearance. That um, I've always been a larger person than anybody in school, and I've always really not had a lot of hair. So, people go a lot on that appearance that,
Yeah.
oh, they don't want to, they feel when people say they're ugly that they're ugly. Well, I don't care if I was bald headed. I'm beautiful. I'm a beautiful black,
Period.
and I'm not going to let nobody damper my spirit with situations. I have a daughter that always tells me, "You're never gonna be nothing. You're this. You're that." Okay, and I don't argue with her. I want you to go through what I go through, went through, and go through, and see if she's gonna make it because she's still so very young, only in her early 20s. So I don't take what nobody tells me that's not going to happen. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I have visions, what I want to do. I'm a great cook. Everybody in my neighborhoods and wherever I have lived, I've fed so many people. When I lived in an apartment building, I don't know how many people I fed. And people love the way I cook. So that's going to bring me somewhere. And the YouTube is going to bring me somewhere because I got a lot of good stories to talk when you come to visit Auntie Paulette.
So what is the main theme of your channel and like your
Uh,
goals? Like what are your goals and your main theme of your life right now?
my goals are to get my channel looking better because, as I said in the beginning, I made Paulette's Talk Show. As I looked at Jaie Elizabeth's videos, I kind of got down.
Really?
Yes, I said I cannot do my channel. Look how professional hers look. I said mine look like it's straight out the hood. Like I'm just like a real person though, because I'm straight out of the hood. so like I'm honest, and I'm like, wow, I need to step it up and make it look better. So y'all see my background is better today, thanks to JL. She came and helped me some. But it's going to get better, and then you just can't just give up because you see something I mean, it just discouraged me. And she's very inspirational. Everybody needs to get on Jaie Elizabeth's page. I know that it's going to make my opportunity get better by her being my niece, and um, I'm intertwining with her daily. So I'm looking at her videos. I'm learning. Then I have another very inspiring YouTube person, Malcolm, um, Malcolm MJ. What is it, MJ Malcolm, or what is it, MJ? I'm sorry.
We can put it in the comments below
Yes,
after
I
the video.
will put the comments below. You watch his, and I was very judgmental when I first saw his, but he's such a great inspiration. He tells where he came. You know, when I'm looking at his videos, he looked like he never been through nothing. He has a wonderful life, a wonderful house, a wonderful career, and I'm like, he said he's from DC and he lived in the hood. I don't believe that, but
But
you know,
do you think that you can elevate to that level? Like no more disability, you in
yeah,
full shape, you look like you ain't never set foot in the hood and you can't relate to nobody in the hood anymore. Do you think you could ever get there?
would I ever get out of the hood?
Do no like do you feel like you will be at a place where you can't relate, like you just can't sit with people that are
No.
stagnant and stuff?
You mean if when not if when
When?
I become successful, do I think that I couldn't be with the people that I used to be with?
Yeah, like do you feel like you would have
Okay,
outgrown them?
no, not if it's positivity people. Anybody that's living a street life or doing negativity that get me in trouble, yes, I can be away from them. But if it's the good people that's in my life, no, I still would, because you can never forget where you came from.
Mhm.
And for me, whenever I become successful, my dream is to help people out of their struggle. Even though I should have been, maybe I put my destiny back, if you understand what I'm saying. I held it back because
Mhm.
of the decisions I made in life. If I would have kept my eyes forward after I got out of college, um, I would have been successful already.
Mhm.
But when you have a degree, in a street degree, it's kind of a hard thing, because having that street degree, you all about money. You're not focused on doing the right things and getting a job or having a career where you're going in getting paid a paycheck, because you're used to the fast money that you could get every day. So it's a hard life to break.
Yeah.
It really is, because you start getting a paycheck and you like, man, I could have made this in a day, or I could have had all of this in 2 days. But the consequences of what you're going to get for those 2 days, that maybe you get caught one of them days and everything is taken away from you.
Mhm.
Your house, your kids, your money, you going to prison,
Your freedom.
coming back to nothing.
Mhm.
Okay, at the time I did go to prison, I only had one child.
Mhm.
So I didn't lose him to the system because I had a sister. So I asked her to keep him. But still, that took a lot for me. That took a lot for me to let that little boy, and that was the hardest situation in my life, because it took me forever to have a child. All my sisters were younger than me. They all had children. I'm out of high school. I'm out of college. And I ain't made a baby yet. So to have a baby at such a late age, in your late 20s,
Mhm.
like you like, dang. And then later on have one at 33 and 34. So my baby would have been, He passed away, but she would have been in October. She would have been 21.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if she would have been out of the house or still here in the house with me when all my friend kids have been grown. So
Grandkids.
I, yeah, and I'm oh yes, and let's see, I've just been a grandmother for 4 years this year. My oldest grandchild will be 4, and I'm like, wow. And other people got grandkids that's going to school and everything. Oh, I don't regret any of anything that happened in my life. I just tell everybody, whoever's watching this video, if you feel down about yourself and you made some mistakes in life, hold your head up. Get out of your pity potty. Brush yourself off. Get up. Start over. You can start over at any time. And you can still become, don't say, oh, T55, he ain't going nowhere. Oh, well, I will show y'all with these videos
Oh
where I'm
yeah.
going because I'm going somewhere.
Oh yeah.
All right, so everybody be strong.
So this is just my last pivot point to get to the end. I
Yes.
know you say you don't want marriage or you don't want any of that, any boyfriend or anything,
Yes.
but in the future, like, do you think you would be lonely if you didn't have a boyfriend, or like you'd be fine living in
Oh,
your nice house?
I will be fine because I think, and see, then everything that I say comes with a story. So you will really have to just, um, I came from a foster home. I was molested for years. Then I was forced out at 17 to be on my own, which took me into another thing of being in demand of a man making me do what he want me to do. So
So you need
for
some healing.
I'm not saying that I'll go gay. No, I won't. Not, I'm not. No, look, I'm not. This video, nobody that
Hey, your
prefer
prerogative.
situation to take that. I don't like people that do that. Everybody can do what they want. I'm just saying I wouldn't want a woman, but I'm never gonna. It's not gonna phase me if I never be with a man again. I think I've had a very good time in my sexual life, and I don't really care for it anymore. So just to have a friend and company sometimes is good, and to have somebody actually there in my house every day, girl, no. I don't get lonely in here. My grandbaby come over enough. I I got nieces and nephews that come over. No, I will not get lonely because men are too needy. They want to, babe, when you go to the kitchen, get me a plate. What? Get up and get your own plate. Just because you win. And then they ain't married to you when they do that either. I'm not playing housewife.
Oh
You
my
better get up
gosh.
your plate if you hungry and better wash your plate out too. Because I'm thinking about Paulette. Paulette is doing everything for Paulette. I'm getting ready to live my best life. I I guess this was my season to
Yeah.
be spicy back
Your season.
because I am getting ready to have a good life and I don't need no baggage along with because I'm about to travel.
Yep.
In Paris, when I
Private
come to
jet.
I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you. No, I don't have time for no baggage. Don't need no man.
Well, we'll see on your channel in the future if that changes. Go ahead and shout your channel out one more time. Can you hear me? Okay, I think her connection dropped. But if you want to check her out, you can go ahead and check her out here on YouTube. Her name is Auntie Paulette, and I will put her information in the description below. But that is all for today.